right, welcome to week 2 of the K
and O show.
All right, we're going to jump right into this mess, and I call it a mess because being a big FSU fan like I've been for years, and my little buddy I've drug into my FSU fandom, and he was pretty upset yesterday. Owen, how did you feel about that loss yesterday?
Not good.
Not good at all. Did you feel like that? What did Georgia Tech do better?
They're more physical. Honestly, they made FSU's defense just look like they're a bunch of freshmen. So
yeah, ended up with over 100 and something yards rushing, and at crucial moments couldn't stop drives. So we're going to jump right into. I'm going to go over some of the good points, some good takeaways with the FSU loss yesterday. And, it was a huge upset because they were ranked number 10. But Owen and I were just discussing a minute ago, they did lose 10 players to the NFL draft. So when you lose 10 NFL players off a team, that's almost half of your team. So that is a big deal, and that's going to be hard to replace. One of the first things that I thought was the first drive was flawless. I thought Coach Norvell called it perfect. He got DJ comfortable with some rollouts, and then they just ran the ball right down Georgia Tech's throat. And I thought that's what was going to be, hopefully was going to happen for the rest of the game. Problem with that was, you think Georgia Tech's first drive was flawless, Big O? I mean, it was like 4 plays.
I think both of their first drives were really good. I think Georgia Tech's was more flawless.
Well, yes, it was. It took them less plays to get downfield, and it almost. I felt like that Florida State did not have the speed on defense that it had last year, and that might be just me thinking that, or Georgia Tech may be that much faster. But some of the pros for Florida State, we'll jump right into this. Offensively down the stretch, they were down 21-14, and they had to convert 2 fourth downs. And these were 2 clutch plays that DJ made, coming through in the clutch there, getting them the score, tying it up 21-21. And that was crucial. I thought Fitzgerald was a huge, with the huge leg, 59-yard field goal. He's going to be a weapon this year. They're going to need him, it looks like, because if they can't do a better job running the ball, then it could be a long day for him. Owen, what's some of the pros you saw at Georgia Tech?
Their passing game, their passing and running game. I think their offense is more physical, really, than Florida State's.
So Haynes King and Hines King, I'm sorry. Hines King and Haynes, the running back, and the offensive line are the 3 that I really noticed, out of that. Of course, like you said, they played more physical. You've already stated that they wanted it more. I thought Georgia Tech's defense last year was 130th. I think that was a huge improvement. That was a key factor, I think. I don't think they expected Georgia Tech's defense to be that good. So now some of the cons for Florida State was going to be a long list. The defense against the run was just, I feel like their defense is set up against a passing team. They've got your 2 long, rangy ends in Jones and Payton. Do not get me wrong. I think they're going to be fantastic through the season, but they're pass rushers. They're not run stoppers. And you could tell yesterday they were getting pushed off the ball. I thought several times, Big O, did you see that they were getting pushed downfield when they shouldn't have been? So another one that I saw that I can't really understand. I don't know where the linebackers were. Lundy made a few plays, but not a lot of gap filling. And it is hard to do that with that zone read scheme and those kind of things. But, there was just no linebacker play, I didn't feel like, yesterday. FSU only had 98 yards rushing, and that was supposed to be their best part of their offense, was their run offense, which led me to think that that's probably why that they could beat Georgia Tech yesterday. Me and Big O talked last week, and we felt good about the defense. We thought the defense, when you think Big O, was going to carry the Florida State team,
Oh my gosh.
and it was not that case yesterday. It was really bad. Not what we expected. That was for sure. So getting to the last part of the game was a couple critical moments. If Florida State, I think, what was the score, Big O? Was it 14 all whenever they had that fumble? Georgia Tech had the fumble and they got it back.
I think it was 14 all. Yeah.
It was 14 all. Georgia Tech fumbles. The ball gets knocked backwards, and one of their linemen jump on it. Now, had Florida State got that, they could have probably went down, maybe jumped up 21-14, it'd be a different ball game, but they didn't. And then King, quarterback, comes out, makes some great plays. They go in and score. Another one was right there at the end. Did you get excited when you see him muff when he snapped the ball back past him? And
Yeah.
yeah. So when he snapped the ball, center snapped the ball, and may have been the jet sweep motion. Anyways, King lost track of the ball. Ball fumbles back about 10 yards. He gets sacked. So now that's going to make it a 54-yard field goal if they don't gain another yard, which would have been a tough field goal to make. And he converted a pass to Singleton for about 12 yards, made that a 44-yard field goal versus a 54. So, they always say football's a game of inches, and it's a truth. Just a few plays like that could have turned the game, could have made it, much, much closer. But Big O, give me your take overall on the game, and do you think Florida State can bounce back from this? That's the first question. Do you think Florida State can bounce back from this and win out the rest of their games?
I don't think anybody expected Georgia Tech to fight really like that. I think they. So they do have to play. They still have to play Miami and Clemson. SMU will probably be a tough game too.
So do you think they could do 11-1, still make the playoffs? Well, they need to win the ACC, but if they don't do that, they could still sneak in if they're ranked. But they won't get that bye that you get if you win your conference championship. Do you think they win the conference championship? That's the first question.
I think they'll win it. I think
They
can
still win it? Hey, I'm hoping you're right, buddy. I hope you're right.
Even with Louisville and Clemson in the picture.
Yeah, now they don't play Louisville, but they would have to play Louisville. Let's say Louisville won out, and then they had to play them in the ACC championship game because we've done away with our East West, our divisions, all that stuff. So now it's just the best two records will play each other. So they could still have a shot, but they're going to need to win out and really play. And like you said, they've got to play a better style of defense. That is a given. So, Big O, how do you think Georgia Tech will do in the ACC going on out?
Like their coach said, just run the ball. If they just keep running the ball and playing the defense like they did against Florida State, I think they'll do really good.
I think you're right, buddy. I think they're going to be hard to beat. That offense looked very, very effective yesterday. Hard to get the ball from them, and you don't get a lot of chances, to score. As Mike Norvell said, your chances are limited, and you've got to do a better job of taking advantage of them when you play a team like that. So, all right, so we'll move on from that Florida State debacle, that we'll call that. Couple games was on yesterday. Kind of funny. Montana State, FCS school. Big O, they were down. What were they down? What was the score? They were down by what?
I think it was 17.
17. I think at one point they were down 31-14. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they had to come back and rally. Now the Montana State Bobcats were actually favored in this game over New Mexico. They're down 17. They come back. The Jones kid for Montana State reels off a 93-yard touchdown run. Ends up, what was the final score on that, Big O?
35-31.
35-31, I think was the final score there. Let's see, what's our next one? Pretty good game to watch though, because Montana State was a little unassuming till the fourth quarter. They came back in a big rally. So Nevada SMU. Now, last week, Big O proceeded to tell me that Nevada was going to win this game. And I said, well, Big O, I'm pretty sure SMU's favored by 25 points. That did not faze my little buddy Big O over here. He still picked Nevada. Well, it almost came to truth. It was very close. SMU had to have a 16-point fourth quarter to actually, to pull this out. What were they down by in the fourth quarter, Big O?
I think it was 11. So it was around 13-24. So
13-24. Yeah, it's 13-24 on that. I think the last play was a 34-yard go-ahead pass for the SMU cat, Stone. I think Stone is their quarterback. But they had to make a big rally, come back, pull this one out. And SMU is another team that's going to be in the ACC this year. They're going to bring some problems with their passing game. And I feel like Florida State is probably more prepared to play an SMU team than they are a physical power run team, like Georgia Tech, obviously. So now we're going to get into our previews. So we got a couple previews to go through here. We're going to actually go through, let me thumb through our notes here. We're going to go real quick through our first few games that we're going to, probably cover next week, and then we're going to go over our hometown stuff. So our first one, Georgia Clemson. Should be a dandy, 12 o'clock, high noon. I'm hoping to be sitting somewhere drinking a cold brewski and Big O with a cold lemonade and us reviewing the game. Who you got in this game, Big O? Georgia, Clemson?
I have Georgia, probably because I love Curry Smart.
Well, he's a good coach.
I still don't think that he's the best coach in the league, though.
Well, okay. All right. We'll find out at the end of the year who you think the best coach is. So, Clemson, 0 transfer portals. They didn't pick up anybody in the transfer portal. The academy schools and Clemson are the only ones that didn't do that. Dabo's very confident in his team. Georgia is Georgia. So I feel like, all of your analysts and experts and whatnot are picking Georgia to win it all. I picked Ohio State to win it all. We'll wait and see how that plays out. But I do believe Georgia wins this one going away by about 17. I think they're gonna put it to Clemson. I just don't think Clemson has got what they used to have. Next one, interesting one, is going to be the Notre Dame Texas A&M game. Man, this is going to be what do you think this is going to be called, Big O?
Okay, I've heard this word before, but probably slobber knock. So.
Perfect. A slobber knocker. That means it's going to be physical versus physical. So, Coach Freeman, Coach Elko, both are hard-nosed, old-school coaches. Both like defense and both like to play physical. Interesting twist. Mike Elko left Duke, goes to Texas A&M. Riley Leonard left Duke, quarterback, goes to Notre Dame. Big O, how many points did Notre Dame average on offense last year? And then how many did it give up on the defense, or allow on the defensive side of the ball?
I think they averaged around 39, was it?
Yep, 39 points a game, and they only gave up how many?
10.
Or
is it
15. I think it's 15, yeah. 39 to 15. So then you've got, on the other side, we've got Texas A&M, I think averaged 33 a game, but gave up, what was that, 22. Look for both these teams to play very physical style of football. I think Riley Leonard last year at Duke, I thought he was amazing. Probably tried to do too much. That's why he got hurt towards the end of the season. He was banged up pretty good, but he was doing everything. So Going to be very interesting to watch that dynamic play out with Notre Dame being at the number 7 spot in the AP poll and an independent. So now our little offset game here that I think is going to be fun one to watch. North Dakota State, the mighty Bison, they're a dynasty in FCS, and the Colorado Buffaloes. North Dakota State last year averaged 38 points a game and only gave up 19 points on defense. Big O, what was Buffalo's offensive and defensive production last year?
I think the Buffaloes, they around scored like 28, 29.
Yep, 28 a game.
And they let up 35 points.
Ooh. So let me ask you something, Big O. I know you're not real good in math or really anything school related other than this. Does that math even out? If you score 28 and give up 35, do you win the game? No. So that's probably not good, huh? Yeah. What about the quarterback for Colorado? How good do you think he is?
He's a Heisman Trophy candidate, Shador. So.
Yep.
He's a really good dual threat quarterback, along with his receiver Travis Hunter.
Yep.
I think they'll win.
You got Colorado picked to win this. Ooh. Well. All right, we'll see. A lot of turmoil in Colorado, a lot of stuff coming out about the culture there and Coach Sanders and, different things. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. The one thing I know about North Dakota State is I've been following them for a long time. They're hard-nosed, they're physical, they play disciplined football, they tackle well, and they fly to the football. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I'm picking North Dakota State to pull off this upset. If it's going to be an upset, I haven't seen the spread on this yet, so I don't know. But North Dakota State is known for going in to these big D1 schools and knocking people off. So we will have to wait and see what's going to happen with that right there. So, Big O, do you have you got your take on Kentucky and Southern Miss? Your Cats, your mighty Cats versus Southern Miss Eagles, home of Brett Favre. So how do you think this is going to play out? Because we don't really know, do we? I mean, you've got a new quarterback, right? You've got a new running back.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've got a new offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you got a few new offensive linemen. So do you think the offense will be better this year than it was last year?
We got a new quarterback, Brock Vandergriff, replacing NC State transfer Devin Leary. I think that's a huge upgrade from last year. Our offensive coordinator, I don't know too much about him, but he said that they'll run the ball 30-plus times.
So he came over from Boise State. Now, do you think Stoops will handcuff him some? Do you think he'll, not let him turn loose and, try and score 50 a game?
I think Stoops let him breathe a little, but probably not let him go that much.
Big O said let him breathe a little. All right, so we'll see about that. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Stoops kind of let go of the reins because, the talk is usually he kind of throttles the offensive coordinators and plays more defensive style of offense, if you will. So who you picking to win that?
Picking Kentucky to win that.
All right, so Kentucky is they're a 24-point favorite right now, depending on which site you look on. I think it's in the 20s. So I'm looking at Southern Miss, and it's kind of hard with your transfers in and out and those kind of things to really tell what a team's going to be like. Obviously, watching Florida State, but I think Southern Miss is going to put up a fight till about halftime, and I think UK just ends up that SEC steamroll with the defensive line and offensive line. I think just going to be too much for them. We'll see how that plays out. But what's your score on that game, Big O? What are you picking?
My score on that game is probably 40 to 10.
40 to 10.
Yeah.
Putting some points up. All right, we'll see if that goes down like that. All right, I've got Louisville versus Austin Peay. Louisville last year was 36% on third down efficiency. That is not outstanding by any stretch of the imagination. And you had Austin Peay was 25%. So if Louisville can get them into third downs, I think they're probably going to have a really good shot of pulling a huge win off. They should win this game running away. It shouldn't even be a factor. Louisville should win this. They've got more talent. They've upgraded quarterback. And I have it from a very, very good source of a person I know inside the goings-on of Cardinal football. The defense is going to be stout. It's going to be better than it was last year. So they're hoping for a big bump there. I feel like Louisville wins this one. I'm going to go 50-17. That's going to be my prediction. I think they're going to win that and pretty easy going away. Any closing thoughts, Big O? Anything else you want to talk about? Was the week 0 exciting for you? Other than, yeah, we lost.
I watched the Nevada game a little, and the New Mexico
Yeah.
game.
Could you tell us, where did you actually watch the FSU game at?
We're at this restaurant in Lexington called OBC,
Okay.
fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
And in the bathrooms there are TV screens, and I think I spent more time in the bathroom than eating there.
Well, a little unknown fact here at the house: do not let Big O go into the bathroom with an iPad or phone, or it's an hour and a half later that he comes out of there. He hasn't got any kind of digestive issues. He just sits in there and reads through his iPad while Mel and I are slowly dying out here with our bladders about to bust. So we appreciate that, Big O. We might need to look at doing that here in this bathroom. What's that restaurant? OBC? Might have to ask him about that. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week for hopefully some more shenanigans. We're going to try and get Big O loosened up. Give him a couple drinks next week. See how that goes for us. So, all right. You guys have a great week. See ya.